Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I thought I'd go over each of the pre-rift kits that you'll be receiving at your pre-rift events for Unleashed. Going through them, kind of giving you an idea of what cards are good, what cards are bad, what each of the legends are looking to do, the general average quality of the cards inside the pre-rift kits, and then at the end, I'll give you an idea of what I think the best pre-rift kits are going to be, kind of the order of which decks are actually good, which decks are going to be not so good, and there is one that is not so good. Just know that some local game stores, most local game stores, will allow you to trade before you open your packs, so maybe you can look to trade away some of the bad ones if you're looking to actually get some wins. So we'll just get right into it. First one is Ivern. So Ivern is green and yellow. His main thing is trying to construct an army of birds, cats, dogs, poros, and Iverns. So the Ivern legend is when you conquer or hold, you can exhaust him to replace the battlefield with a brush battlefield token. This battlefield token gives all your birds, cats, dogs, poros, and Iverns +1 while they're inside them. So it's basically a Trevarian war camp for specifically birds, cats, dogs, and poros, and Iverns. You get the Green Ivern Champion, which is 5 and a power for a 4 might unit, which when you play him or when he holds, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can reveal a Bird, Cat, Dog, Poro, or Ivern. No, sorry. No Iverns. Bird, Cat, Dog, or Poro. And if you do, you can buff a friendly units. And then the rest of his deck are general green buff counter draw spells, and then yellow kill spells, and then birds, cats, dogs, and poros. Um, the average card quality in this deck is pretty alright. A lot of your units, a lot of Ivern units are like on rate or like slightly above rate, which is really nice in a sealed environment. And a lot of the cards are kind of just good on their own. They don't really need a lot of support in order to be good. The big problem with Ivern's list, well, there's like a few problems with Ivern's list. First of all is like the Ivern Champion is not very good. 5 and a power for an understated unit where sometimes you'll whiff and not be able to hit a bird, cat, dog, or poro, and you're gonna be paying 5 and a green for a 4 might unit, which is really bad. The second thing to worry about with the Ivern Legend or Ivern Proved kit is the battlefield. So the battlefield is when you conquer, if you assign 3 more damage, you can create a 1 might bird token. In order to assign excess damage, it needs to be a combat showdown. So unless you are attacking into like as a combat showdown, you're not going to be able to get this bird, and it's pretty hard to assign 3 or more excess damage. So you're probably not going to be able to get this trigger very often. Most of the time, you're going to be looking to just turn it into a bush most of the time. The next problem with the Ivern Prevent kit is your spells are like not super great. Soul Harvest is like a fine card, but like not a great card. Double Trouble is like a really horrible stack deck. And Flurry of Feathers is like incredibly overcosted. You can create 4 birds, which is maybe the better use for Flurry of Feathers than countering the spell, but 4 and 2 power is incredibly costly. So I think the units in the Ivern list are quite decent, minus the Ivern Champion. The spells are a little bit below what you want them to be. The Legend is kind of alright. The Champion sucks, and the Battlefield sucks. So I think the Ivern Pre-Rift kit is alright. I think it's quite decent, but I definitely don't put it as the best Pre-Rift kit. Next one we're going to talk about is Master Yi. So Wuju Master, you get level 6, your units have +1 might, and level 11 your units enter ready. It's like pretty decent legends, and inside the actual pre-rift kit, there's a lot of XP support. Basically every unit gives you XP in some way, or rewards you for having XP in some way, shape, or form. You get the Orange Master Yi Champion, which is 4 energy, 4 might unit that has Hunt 2 and level 6. He has Deflected Ganking. And you get the Battlefield Guardians of Becoming, where units here have tap, gain 1 XP. This pre-rift kit is actually really good. I think, spoiler alert, I think this pre-rift kit is the best pre-rift kit. There are like some awkward cards that are like not super good. I think Soul Sword and Stare Down are not great cards that probably end up getting cut in a lot of cases. And Skyward Strike is like a little bit awkward. It's like bad charm. But it is important to note that Charm doesn't exist in this format because we're not playing at Origins. So you kind of take what you can get in this type of scenario. You don't have any challenge style effects in this list, so Skyward Strike is basically the only removal you have in this list. That being said, the units in this list are really good, and the spells in this list are kind of alright. Concentrate is pretty decent, and combat experience is pretty decent. And then Skyward Strike is alright, and then Soul Sword kind of sucks. I don't even know if I'd play Soul Sword. I maybe play one. It's like okay, but the general average power level of cards in this pre-release kit are quite good, and you also get access to Orangey, which might be the best chosen champion in these pre-release kits, arguably. So I think this is the strongest pre-release kit. Next, we're going to look at Jhin, Virtuoso. When you play it's red and blue. When you play a spell, if you spend 4 energy or more, you may banish it. Then if there are 4 more spells banished with me, you can put each of them in your trash and then channel 4 runes unexhausted and then draw 1. You get the red Jhin chosen champion, which is 4, and a red for format unit is deflect and ganking. And when he moves, he generates 1 energy and 1 power. I'm going to say this right now. This is probably the worst pre-release kit. Unfortunately, the Virtuoso Legend requires a lot of synergy. You need a lot of good 4 energy spells that are actually generating you value, like being useful. You don't want to spend 4 energy for the sake of spending 4 energy. You want your 4 energy to actually be doing something and then being rewarded on top of that. Problem with that is his list does not have very many good spells that you want to play for 4 energy. You have Downstage Dramatics, which is good. You have Deadly Flourish, which is good. And you have Sprite Burst, which is good. You even have a gear in your deck, which you don't want. The rest of the spells in your deck really suck. Lotus Trap is not a card that you want to be playing. Upstage Company is not a card you want to be playing. Square Up is a horrifically overcosted card. And then the units are just fine. They're not even that good. In addition to this, your battlefield is not great as well. When you control the battlefield, when you play a spell and spend 4 more energy, you get to predict. Or like Scry 1, you look at the top and decide whether you want to put it on the top or the bottom. It's not even that good. You'll get 1 trigger of it, maybe 2 triggers of it during the course of the game. I think this list sucks. You really don't want to be playing this list. This is the list I would trade away if I was given the opportunity to. So just keep that in mind. Next, we're going to look at Void Reaver, which is Kha'zix Legend. Orange Purple, when you win a combat, gain 1 XP. You can spend 1 XP and tap it to buff a unit. You can spend 2 XP and tap it to move an exhausted friendly unit from the battlefield to its base. I think it's pretty decent. These types of effects are marginal guaranteed value is kind of nice to have on your legends. Your chosen champion is Purple Kha'zix, which is 4 and a purple for a format unit that has ambush. When you attack or defend, if an enemy unit is alone, he gets +2 and you get 2 XP. That's pretty decent. It really sucks to have a power cost on your champion. The one reasonable thing that you can do is you can attack them with a 2-might unit and then you can ambush Kha'zix from the champion zone. Most of the time your opponent is going to have one unit in this battlefield, so you'll automatically get the Kha'zix effect where you're going to get 2 XP. The nice thing about that is you're going to net 1 XP because you're going to win the combat, and then you can spend 2 XP to move the Kha'zix back to base to keep him safe, so then you can attack again with him next turn. So I think there's a pretty interesting gameplay loop that you can pull off with this champion. The thing is the rest of the list is just alright. It's just okay. The average card quality is just average. There's nothing too crazy going on with the list. All the cards are on rate or slightly below rate, which is alright because Kha'zix does let you buff units, so they can get slightly above rate. But I think one of the big problems that you're gonna see with the Kha'zix Legends is you're just not gonna be able to generate board states that have a significant amount of might on them. So it might be difficult to be able to close out games going from 6 to 8 or holding from 7 to 8 or something like that. So just keep that in mind. You'll probably want to be slightly more aggressive with this type of list, which you probably can because you're able to save your units a little bit more often because of your legend. So because of this, I think he's a reasonable list. I probably put him approximately the same level as Ivern. I think he's maybe marginally worse than Ivern, but I think they're going to be pretty close. Next, we have Diana, which is blue and a purple for Scorn of the Moon. She has reaction. You can tap to add 1 energy. You can spend the energy only during showdowns. You get the Diana Champion, which is the blue Diana. You get 3 energy, 3 might units. When you go into a showdown, or when she is in a showdown, you can pay 1 energy to predict, which is look at the top card. You can put the card onto the top or the bottom, and you can reveal the top card, and if it's a spell, you can draw it. It's like pretty good. Pretty good chosen champion. Having a 3 energy, 0 power unit is like really nice to have in the chosen champion zone. If you look at Spirit Forge, Lucian was a very high quality champion, one of the best chosen champions in Orange. Even though Orange had access to a guaranteed Yone, a lot of the times it was better to play Lucian anyways. Just because getting onto the board early game, having reasonable units to play that are at rate and have upside is really nice. So I think Diana is really good. The legend is always going to have use as long as you have action or reaction speed spells that do anything at all. And then the Diana unit is really good as well. You have Icevale Archer, which is like probably one of the better 2-drops in the entire set. And then a lot of like pretty decent spells and units on the lower ends. One thing Diana has is also like a little bit of an awkward upper end. She only has 2 units that are like of reasonable size at all, and then she has 1 like giant 7 mana, 7 energy spell which is like you'll probably end up putting into the deck just because you need some way of being able to get over large units that like exist on the board. And then you have the Battlefield's Abandoned Hall. When a player plays a spell, you can give a unit they control here +1 might for the turn. Diana does have a little bit more higher concentration of spells in the deck, so it's probably a pretty reasonable battlefield to be playing. And if you're wanting to get value out of your chosen champion, you'll probably want to be playing slightly higher concentration of spells in this deck as well. So I think it's like pretty reasonable. I think the Diana list is quite good. I think I would put Diana as the second best pre-rift kit, just behind Master Yi. The last pre-rift kit we're going to be talking about is the Vi. So Vi is red-yellow, Piltover Enforcer. When you conquer, if you assign 3 or more excess damage, you may exhaust me to ready a unit. It's important to note that you can only assign damage again if you have a combat showdown, so you can't like attack onto an open battlefield with 3 might unit and just say, oh yeah, I get to ready a unit now. No, it has to be a combat showdown because you don't assign damage in an open showdown. This means that this legend is like not triggering at all. You're gonna get like maybe 1 trigger, or probably 1 trigger of it during the course of the game, and very not likely to get 2 triggers of this during the course of the game. I think you're more likely to get 0 triggers out of this ability during the course of the game than you are 2 triggers of this during the course of the game. The reason I think it's pretty reasonable to get 1 trigger out of this is because you're a chosen champion. By the yellow Vi is 5 in a power for 5 might unit. It has ambush, and when I attack, you can stun an enemy unit here. This is probably where you get your first trigger of Vi and your only trigger of your legends. It's a pretty reasonable unit to be having in the chosen champion zone. She plays a lot like Kha'zix does. Any ambush unit from the chosen champion zone is going to play like that. It's like pretty reasonable. It's like nice for going second as well. You just play like a 2 mana unit, and then they play their 2 mana unit, and then, or sorry, they play their 2 mana unit, you play your 2 mana unit, they play their whatever turn, and then on your turn you untap to 5 and you play Vi. Assign a ton of damage, and then just run Vi back or run the 2-drop back. Pretty reasonable gameplay loop. And then the rest of Vi's list is actually like kind of okay. The average, like the units are a little bit awkward. They're like a lot better on the attack than they are on the defense, which can make it pretty awkward to come back if you are losing. So this deck kind of wants to go first, but also kind of wants to go second. Like it wants to go first because it's like an aggressive deck that wants to do things, but also wants to go second because your chosen champion costs 5. So it's a little bit of an awkward deck where like you're kind of happy to be both, but you're also not doing the things that you want to be doing on both sides, going first or second. So I think it's more likely that this deck just sucks going first and sucks going second than it does be good on going first and be good at going second, because the list is a little bit awkward to play. Because of this, I think Vi is not a very good deck. I think she is I think I had her as the second worst deck, just behind Jhin. To wrap things up, this is kind of the overall ranking that I was thinking for these four uh, pre-rift kits for the Unleashed events. I think Master Yi and Diana are like the pretty clear top two. I think Master Yi does have a slight edge over Diana just because how smooth and how high quality the units are in that list. I think 3 and 4 are very, very close. I think Ivern and Kha'zix are very close in power level. I think Ivern is maybe slightly higher because the units in Ivern are quite decent, and you can probably get some use out of the spells. Kha'zix is a little bit more situational, hard to get good engagements with your opponent if they are playing slightly above the expected curve for what the game state is supposed to be at that time. Then we have like a pretty clear second worst, which is Vi, and a clear worst, which is Jhin. Well, clear in my mind. I think the results might play out differently. Part of this is dependent on the overall card pool that is available that you have access to. So, for example, like if orange happens to be like a really, really, really good color, then Kha'Zix might be like the second best deck, just because like Mastery is really good, and then Kha'Zix has access to orange, so it just becomes really good. There's always a chance for that. So I'm kind of evaluating these in a vacuum, just looking at the pre-rift kits and not looking at the supporting cards, just because I haven't really had the time to go through the full card list to see if there's any color that is like severely much stronger than the others. Cause like Spear Forged Orange was like a lot better than the other colors because you had the Yonai promo, and here the Ash promo is not like legal to be played in your decks anymore, so it's a little bit more difficult to evaluate colors as a general power level until I've had the time to kind of go through and practice some games with it. But yeah, so this is my overall ranking. I hope you find it useful, and I hope it ends up being true. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck at the pre-rifts.